Jason Huffman! Jason Huffman! What up, homie? Big Violent J, the Duke of the Wicked, giving you a shout out. Jason Huffman. I like that last name, Huffman. It means you get huff. You like to puff on some stuff and never get enough. And these hoes don't call you bluff. You play too rough. Yeah. Hey, I'll be honest with you, man. I've been sitting here 15 minutes before doing this trying to think of what is honestly my favorite song from our career. And in reality, man, there ain't one. There's way too many. There really ain't. There's way too many that I love, but I have noticed that a lot of the songs I love, people don't tend to love like that, you know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna name some songs that I really am proud of, some shit we've done, On the Hellspit album, I really like Angels Falling. I think that concept is really, really dope. He gets on the roof and he's shooting everything he can into the sky, fucking bow and arrow, guns, slingshot, fucking everything. And he's shooting at the angels because you find out at the end of the song that his girlfriend died and left him, and he don't know who to blame, so he's blaming her, trying to hit the angels in heaven so she'll fall down wounded and he can say, "Why'd you leave me?" I like shit like that. I also like In My Room off, I think, the Hellspit album. And I have to think about that. But I also like a song called High Rise. Check that out, man. It's about this guy who's on top of a skyscraper. He's like I picture he's like an oil tycoon or like a fucking, a business executive president guy, And he's up on the top of a skyscraper making millions. And he likes to be up in that top floor so he can look down on all the people like they're his minions, you know what I'm saying? But one day, something starts pulling him to the floor. Like he becomes real heavy and his own legs can't hold him up. So he's sitting in his chair. Suddenly the legs of the chair break and he's laying on the floor. And next thing you know, he's cracking the cement and he's suddenly pulled through the floor to the level below him. And then it continues all the way through this high rise. He's being pulled further and further. You presume down into hell. And I love concepts like that because in all due honesty, I had nothing to do with them at all. Neither did Shaggy. Those are tokens directly from the Dark Carnival, man. I don't want to sound conceited in saying this if you believe they were our creations, but I'm speaking from the heart in reality of my honest to God true beliefs. We're not that brilliant to come up with shit like that. Like the song Amy's in the Attic. It's a song about a guy who, when he was a kid on a playground, he pushed his little friend off like one of the things in the playground, like a slide or whatever. And she hit her head, and as a little kid, like a little 8-year-old or something, he dragged her body up into his parents' attic, and put her up there under some boxes and shit. And all these years later, like probably 20 years later as an adult, he's trying to realize, did he really do that? Or was that just a dream he had when he was a kid? Or did he really put a dead little girl up in his attic? And so every night it starts to haunt him until he goes up there to see if she's really up there. I think concepts like that are fucking brilliant. And I know I didn't come up with that shit. I'm not even that type of thinker. I don't read stories like that. I'm an avid reader, but I read autobiographies and shit like that. I never ever read what is it? Fictional means not real, right? I never read, or no, that doesn't, maybe it does mean real. I never read the fake shit. I never read Harry Potter or anything like that, you know? I always read real shit, autobiographies, you know, or a book about my favorite band or my favorite wrestler. Anyway, the point is, there's a lot of songs that I know, me and Shaggy, no disrespect to him, but we're not that brilliant. These are songs that, you know, we were flat out channeled on by the Dark Carnival. And when we woke up in the morning and looked at what we wrote, a lot of times we were straight freaked the fuck out, you know, by how crazy dope the shit was, you know, because we know we had nothing to do with it, you know. So, yeah, you know, and I remember, I like the song Cotton Candy, which I think was more of a song that, you know, we probably came up with, you know, but that's not a whole lot brilliant. But I remember the night after I wrote that song, in the morning we were going to studio to record with Mike Clark. And I remember I had the beat and I had a marker, an ink pen and a pad of paper. And I wrote that motherfucking song. And I remember laying in bed next to my girlfriend that night, falling asleep, mad happy. Because I knew that song was going to be a banger. I knew it. And I was like, man, fuck yeah, I wrote a banger. And it sure as fuck was. It's still one of my favorites, Cotton Candy. But man, I wish we had more time. But I got to piece the fuck out. Jason Huffman. Shout out to Jason Huffman. Check my studio out. Yeah. That's my daughter. Michael. Yeah. The Beatles. Jason Huffman, check this out. I'm going to give you a shout out to my neighborhood. You might hear me. I don't know where you live. Maybe you live down the street and you don't even know it. That I live down the street from you. Jason Huffman! Woo, woo! Clown love, brother.